Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Anisia Mwaniki, and on this channel I talk about social etiquette, which is the art of trying to handle ourselves correctly in social settings. And in today's video, it is a continuation of a series that I'm having on the topic of meals and table etiquette. And today specifically, I'm going to talk about learning how to identify the different items of crockery and cutlery, so that when we are setting for meals in our own homes, or when we go out to a place to have a meal, we are able to identify each of the items correctly and call them by their name, as it were, so that we stop maybe referring to things like give me the big plate or the small one or the deep one or the shallow one. Yeah, remember that each piece of crockery and cutlery has a very specific name and a very specific use. Yeah, and that's what we are going to highlight today, very broadly, but I think it will give us an idea so that we make better choices in our homes and also when we go out to eat. And for that, um, we're going to have a very brief demonstration on how to identify some of those items. We can't cover all of them because there are many, but I think we can cover the basics of these different pieces of crockery and cutlery. I'm just going to illustrate a little, just a basic setting for a three-course meal. Just to remember that both the crockery and the cutlery are set in the order in which they are going to be used according to the meal courses. So like for the plates, the one on top will be the one that will be used first, and then you go in that order, yeah, up to the dinner plate. And then the same with the cutlery. The cutlery on the outermost side of either side, left or right, will be used for the first course. Then you kind of go inwards, as they say. So in this particular case, the first course will be a soup, and then we will have it in a soup plate. A soup plate is deeper. It's not flat like a dinner plate. It's deeper, and the corresponding spoon is the same, that it's more rounded and deeper, yeah, to enable you to scoop the soup. And then the right way to eat the soup, by the way, we talk about eating soup, not drinking soup, is that you tilt the plate away from you, and then you take your soup. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm demonstrating on empty plates for now. We will have at a later date, we'll have another video that that will have something on the plate. So you take your soup, which is now the first course, using the spoon that the soup spoon, which is on the outer side of on your right hand side, because spoons are used with the right hand, the same with the knives. So like we mentioned in the other video, that whatever is put on your right hand side is going to be used with your right hand side, and whatever is on your left hand side is going to be used with your left hand. So once you're through with the first course, which is the soup, you just take away the crockery and the cutlery, and then you go to the main course. Yeah, then the main course is eaten on a dinner plate. A dinner plate is flat and it's the largest of the set. Yeah, and then that's the one where you eat now the main course, which is the one containing what we normally talk about, the balanced diet, containing the protein, the starch, and the vegetables. And then as we demonstrated in another video, you use that with the dinner knife and a dinner fork, yeah, for your main course. Yeah, we did that demonstration. I know we are going to have other demonstrations in this series, and we get familiar with what is what. Yeah, so that is the dinner plate. Then once you finish with the second course now, which is the main course, you put away this, then you go to the dessert. The cutlery for the dessert is the one that is set up here or in front of you in this way, in a horizontal way, and also it's put in such a way that you pick the fork with your left and the spoon with your right hand. Then if whatever you're going to eat is for the dessert doesn't require a spoon but requires a knife, for example a fruit knife, you will have this. Yeah, this is fruit knife. Yeah, then you'll find that if it's a fruit that you're having for dessert, it will be set like that. Then you pick the knife and the fork with this. And then for that, for the dessert, we have a dessert plate or a dessert bowl, depending on what it is that you're having. It will be a dessert bowl depending on what it is. For example, if it's something that has some sauce or some fluid in it, you will have a bowl like for example fruit salad or ice cream, and then that you will eat with the spoon and the fork. Yeah, and if it is a fruit, then it will be the fruit knife and the fork, yeah, for whatever fruit that you're having. Or it could be something else also that doesn't require a spoon but will require another kind of knife, yeah, that will be set. And with that, which is now the third course, you fill with the dessert. Then just to mention, because I had put it here, the water glass is always placed on your right, because it's assumed that majority of people are right-handed and water is taken with your right hand. Please don't take water with your left hand. Yeah, it looks clumsy and it's not correct. Yeah, and that way also you don't pick your neighbor's glass if you have a neighbor seated on your left. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention, this is what we call a side plate. It's a small plate. It's usually placed on your left. They call it a side plate. They can also refer to it as the bread plate. Yeah, because if you're going to have bread at the table, it will be placed on your left on that side plate. Yeah, it's quite a multi-purpose plate. We will talk about it as we go on in this series. Yeah, and with that, it's a question of practicing and having as I say, a trained eye to know what is what, and even to remember that when you go to shop, through this, these things are actually labeled according to their correct names. You know, you'll see them labeled as a dinner plate, a side plate, a soup plate, and so on and so forth. And also, if you buy it as a set, what we call a dinner set, it will come as a set, the whole lot. Yeah, the dinner plate, the side plate, the dessert plate, the bowls, and all that. Yeah, and it's a question of learning and practicing it. And once we have a trained eye, we'll be able to identify which plate it is, yeah, and call it by its true name. Don't just say the deep one, the flat one, you know, the small one, the big one. No. Yeah, just call it by its name and describe it by its name. Yeah, it's a soup plate. It's a soup. It's a dessert bowl. It's whatever. Yeah, and it's something very specific, because we'll be in the know. Yeah, and that's what we are trying to do. So with that, don't miss the series, so that we catch up with and we keep learning, as I say, little by little, and having that store of knowledge that will make us more comfortable in our social setting. And with that, I suppose it's a question of practice, as I say. Yeah? I think with that brief demonstration, for those who are new to this, I'm sure we've learned something. It's something that can help us to learn, like as I said, to identify these items and to get more familiar with them as time goes by. And also remember, for those, yeah, probably some people are not aware of it, for those who would like a more personalized or a kind of in-depth demonstration, I offer training both to families and also to groups. So you can always contact me for that. And with that, please keep up with the series so that we keep learning and we keep getting a little more familiar with these things that, as we say, are going to help us to feel more comfortable and to be able to handle ourselves correctly, both in the privacy of our homes and also in any social setting where we mix and mingle with the rest of the people or with different people. Keep watching and please subscribe to my channel and leave your comments because they will help me to know which direction we are going to go. Bye. See you in the next one.